I'm making this video with Screencastify, which is what you'll probably use to make your video. This is a few pointers for your final project. So on this Google Doc, you have all your code guidelines, your presentation guidelines, and this video guideline. On Google Classroom, you'll also find that you have a document that shows how to set up Screencastify. So in your video, you're going to have a section where you just show your code. And your code will be totally done by when you do your video. It'll have a header that explains the author, the assignment, due date, date submitted, an overview of the code, just like always. The new parts are you're going to add sources because you're going to use tutorials, at least one, in this project. And you're going to tell me which elements you chose. That comes from the Google Doc that outlines the project. I expect your code's going to be nice and organized. So here I've got a section for my global variables, and I've labeled one of them. I would have them all labeled. I would say what each of them does. So in my final version, I would label here, like, what is this alpha for? Then down here, everything is nice and lined up. You can see that I was testing my code and I have some stuff commented out. So I would take that out for my final version. And my video just shows all of this code. You can decide if you're going to do a voiceover and talk about each section, or if you're just going to show it. In your presentation, you're going to show it anyway. So there's another thing that I would delete. And then make sure that you show your code running. Another option is to have your code running on the side while you're talking about the actual code. So you see the program running, and maybe I'm talking about something over here. So for instance, that first part we just saw was showing this quote 1 scene, and now we're down here showing the quote 2 scene. It'll fade in and fade out again. This program uses some of what we learned from our drawing rotating rectangles that we did with the while loops and the for loops. So it uses a piece of something that we did before, and it also uses some new pieces. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your awesome projects.